Mediocrity, it ain't no friend to me.
What's up out there, friends and family? It's your boy, the motivational teacher to the masses, coming again on these editions of Motivational Monday. I hope and I pray that everybody's week is off to a fast start. I'm starting to see the eyes. Hey, Vaniqua, thank you for joining us. I'm starting to see the eyes add up. If you would, please do your boy a favor. Go ahead and tag and copy people into this video. And I'm about to do the same, because we always say if they can't grow with you, guess what? They can't go with you. And man, I'm going to tell you, like I can tell you already, this journey is long. It's long and arduous, and it's tough. Thank you, Vaniqua. I'm back in the lab again. I'll give y'all a little background as to why I've been kind of hit or miss lately on here on these Motivational Mondays. But I've been dropping some gems along the way by hitting a couple of those replays. But your boy is live tonight, and we are about to commence with some bread breaking. If you would, please go ahead and share this to your top 5. I'm doing the same right now. It at the highest form of, to me, that you're getting something out of these Motivational Mondays is you being willing to share them with other people. That says, Anthony, I'm finding value. So if you would, man, go ahead and hit up 4 or 5 of your best friends. Let them know your boy's going live. First 30 seconds, I'm sharing this out myself. So y'all bear with me. Give me about another minute. For all my replayers, give me about another minute and a half, as this bread breaking will soon commence. And I got a really good story for you all tonight that I can't wait to share. I'm going to share this out. All right, we're good. So if you all would, please share this to your family members and friends and cousins. Let's get this show on the road. 2 minutes in, that's my introduction time. Thank y'all for joining us. Episode 160 of Awaken Your I Am. And tonight we're talking about opportunity disguised as opposition. Hey, Pat, thanks for joining us out there tonight. And let me get this other. I want to make sure I connect both. Let me make sure I got both chat box open. All right, guys, it's so good to be back in this chair. I haven't been in this chair for almost 3 weeks now. It's so good to be back and in front of you all. Tell me how your day's going, your week is going. Get in that chat box. Holler at your boy, because tonight, hey, Barbara, thanks for joining us. Oh, Pat, you about to get your feel tonight. Because I've been kind of storing up this bread breaking so I can get here. I actually started helping coach my son's basketball team, and they practice every night from 5:30 to 7:30. And by the time we drive home and get food and all that stuff, it's normally after 8:30. So I kind of been hit or miss. But right now we're on a holiday break. So your boy is here, and let the bread breaking commence. Opportunity disguised as oppositions. Most times in our life, the things that we want, or the vision that we have for our life, or the goals and dreams that we desire for our life, most often doesn't come in a package with a bow wrapped around it. Most often, it doesn't come in a package that includes a house and a golf course lake in the beginning. Most often, it doesn't come with a 6-figure salary. It doesn't come with a business that's already doing 7 figures. Most often, our dreams and our goal are packaged. Hey, Courtney, our dreams and our goal are packaged in the midst of opposition. It's disguised as opposition. Your dream, your goal, your vision for your life cannot be stopped, but most times it is hindered because we see opposition as a hindrance to progress. We see opposition, we see struggle as a form of communication from God that is not for me, or that is not my time. Tonight, we're talking about opportunity disguised as opposition. Even as a little child, we're taught that struggle is a sign of something going wrong. Hey, Virginia, thanks for joining us. We're taught that struggle is a sign for something going wrong. If it hurts a little bit, then something's not right. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't acknowledge that pain, or I'm not saying we shouldn't acknowledge that struggle, but also we should acknowledge what's the genesis of that struggle, or what's beyond this struggle. We've been taught that when something wrong, most oftentimes address the pain. And I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with being engaged. I love that word. Being engaged with your own life. Come on, I'm starting to see these eyes add up. Y'all go ahead and tell y'all mama, y'all grandmama and them, y'all cousin them to get on here. Go ahead and tell them to get on here, because the bread breaking is about to commence. The reason why my life is where it is a circumstance of my decision making, is why I sit in the seat I do. If I want to change the seat I sit in, I got to change my decision making. If I want to change the life that I have, I got to change my mindset. And the only way I can tell you how to introduce you to a new mindset is to join your boy on this Motivational Monday. We were taught that struggle is a sign of something going wrong. But what if it was instead a sign of impending success? A lot of times we equate pain and we equate struggle the same. I sprung my ankle. Come on, Vaniqua. I sprung my ankle, and we equate the struggle of not passing the test as the same as me breaking my arm. That we see it as pain, we see it as finite, we see it as definite. But I'm telling you, that struggle in your life, oh my God, this is a bread breaking moment. That struggle in your life was never meant to be infinite. It was never meant to be finite. It was never meant to be a cancer to keeping you from your destiny. Oh, I'm going to break bread tonight, because most often our greatest opportunity is disguised in our greatest opposition. If I don't know how to manage opposition, I can never totally grasp the full opportunity. What's up, Coach T? Oh, I got to get in my mind. The struggle is a part of my success. Coach T and I hit each other up about a week ago about this same conversation. That everything that's going wrong in my life is not meant to tear me down, but some of the things that are going wrong in my life are meant to build me up. I would never know how strong I am unless strength is my only result. Oh, keep on walking by faith. I don't need faith when I live inside my comfort zone. I only need faith where fear resides. I want to be this person that called fire down from heaven. You don't get to be the person that called fire down from heaven after you run from Jezebel for a couple of chapters before. I want to be the person that have great faith. You don't get great faith unless you're hung up on a cross upside down. Ask the disciples. You don't get to be talk about great faith until you've been tried, you've been tested, and you remain true. I want all those things, but guess what, motivational teacher? No, I don't want to go through anything to get those things. I don't want the struggle for having to come out the womb, motivational teacher. I want a cesarean. I want them to cut me open and just pull the dream out. Come on, man. Part of the vision of the dream is the struggle to get it. I just broke bread. It's the struggle to get it that really makes you appreciate having the dream, having the vision. It's after, I love this verse, it's after I've suffered a little while. Oh my God, that's a bread breaking moment. That's a bread. After I've suffered a little while, I can withstand, I can understand why I had to go through that. Because compared to the glory that I see, I'm not talking about in heaven. I'm talking about right here on earth. Compared what I went through, compared to what I see, there is no comparison between the two, because he has restored the years that the cankerworm stole. I got to get used to having opposition. I'm telling you, opposition is not a bad thing. Opposition, let me Williams translation. Opposition is a prophecy to your pending success. Opposition is a prophecy to your pending success. Because here we go. Because if you weren't going higher, you wouldn't be gravitating to more opposition as it gets there. The reason why I know that you are RN, BSN loaded, DON soon is because the greater the opposition was on the front side determines what power is possessed on the other side. It's a bread-breaking moment right now. And I feel chill bump going all up my body because I know that I've had opposition fighting me at every stage of my life because the opposition understood that I better get him while he's 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. And I better start shaping his mind to where he don't believe that he can be a world changer, where he don't believe that more is in him than he does in the world, where he don't believe that greater reside. I got to start shaping him right now when he's 9, 10, 11, 12. So I want him to come up in poverty. I want him to come up without a father. I want him to have a father that was in and out of prison. I want him to be the first with a high school diploma. The more opposition we have on the front side determines the level of power and success that's on the other side. Oh my God, I'm glad I don't walk by what I see. I'm glad I don't walk by what they say. I walk by what I know. I mean, me and the great I am has been intimate with my awakened I am, and we've created a different version of who Anthony is. I can't make decisions from that mindset of 8, 9, 10, 11. I got to come to my awakened I am and understand that all of that opposition, oh my God, tried to stop me from being here today because it understood the impact or the greatness that was birthed when I came into the earth. I'm telling you right now, a lot of the stuff you've been through has nothing to do with you. Oh my God, that's a bread-breaking moment. Yeah, and when I say it has nothing to do, oh, what did I do? What did cause my child to be blind? Who sinned, the child or the parent? Let me tell you, neither sinned. It was opposition trying to control how that young boy saw. It was opposition trying to control how my mind worked. And see, that's why I'm all off my notes right now, but I'm going somewhere. That's why so many of us stay in the same situation because we have a true enemy called opposition. We do. We have a true enemy, opposition, that's been created and been set out there, been disguised. That word disguise means to give someone or oneself a different appearance in order to conceal one's identity. Let me say that one more time. Slow up, man. That word disguise means to give someone or oneself a different appearance in order to conceal one's identity. Your greatest opportunity has been disguised in your greatest opposition. The area of your life where you have the most fight, the area of your life where you have the most discontentment, the area of your life that you get the most frustrated about is the area of life where's your greatest opportunity. The reason I sit before you today because I knew greatness. I felt greatness. I knew it. It was all on the inside of me. But I didn't know how to tap into it because I never saw anyone that looked like me. I never saw anyone with my DNA or with my genes to unlock my GENES, to unlock the code, to display in my greatness. So it took me a little opposition. It took me living in a house, a room the size of a closet. It took me a foreclosure. It took me having to borrow gas money. All that opposition helped me see that greater is on the inside of me. And we've been looking at that opposition as if it was pain. We've been looking at that struggle as if it was negative. And I'm telling you, it's in the struggle where gems or where diamonds are made. Don't let your opposition be your enemy. Come on, Coach T. You got to look in the midst of your opposition and say, where's my opportunity? I was on Bridging the Nations about 2 weeks ago, and my wife made a comment. I was coaching my son's basketball team, and we were winning by a very sizable amount. We were winning by, about 40 or 50 points. And I train my kids like I talk on here. Like we it's always you versus you. I don't care what the scoreboard is. We competing against us, and we compete and we go hard. That's just what we do. I can't change the DNA of what we do. And so we were beating this team by a sizable amount of points, and the coach got very frustrated. And the coach started talking across the bench to me, to my, oh, I hope this is helping your ego. He called me an a-hole multiple times. He said, oh, you're a really big guy now doing this. And he sent a couple of his kids trying to hurt my kids. And I sat there and I listened. I'm not going to say I didn't get angry, but I had to understand that that opposition was my opportunity. That if I act like I would have 5 years ago, that I disqualify myself from the opportunity. All I really wanted to snap and go at him and just leave him laying in a puddle of his own blood. That was my first inclination. I wage war on me. I wage war on mediocrity. It's in my DNA to want to fight. But I had to understand that my opportunity has been disguised in this opposition that this guy is bringing me. And 5 years ago, I was snapped and let him have it. Told him, you better Google me. You can find me. I can meet you right outside. Whatever you want to do, bro. None between us but air and opportunity. Come get some if you want it. I sat there and never said a mumbling word. Oh, I'm breaking bread right now. I never said a mumbling word to him. I never responded in a way where I was emotional. I told my team always, I said never react, always respond. Always respond. Never react. Never give the emotional applause that they want from you. Always respond. So I sat there. I never said a mumbling word. And the score table, they heard it. And I had parents coming out the stands to tell me, you must be a saint. I had a parent tell me, you must be a saint. I said, no, I'm not a saint, just a Christian. I'm just a Christian. I'm not a saint. I understood that opposition holds the key to some opportunity in my life. It's somebody in those stands that just saw what I did and going to invite me to come speak and give me $15,000. I love Michelle Obama. When they go low, we go high. I love that because 5 years ago I would have snapped, but I realized that, okay, here is my opportunity. He that has an ear, let him hear what your boy is saying tonight. You should never look at opposition like, what is it trying to stop me from? We should look at opposition and say, where is this trying to get me to? Where if I pass this test, what's on the other side of this opposition? Don't fear opposition. And yeah, your I am calls. Yeah, come on, Vaniqua. The great I am, Awaken my I am calls me to rise above him. And Vaniqua, it's funny you said that because I was talking to one of my assistant coaches, and one of my assistant coaches was all fired up. I said, bro, I told him just like this, Vaniqua, you've been on here with me. I said, man, I'm not coming down off my mountain to address those comments. I said, he don't know who he's talking to. He's talking to a child of the king. That's going to do more harm to him than it will ever mean. I said, I'm never coming down off my mountain to meet somebody at the base. If somebody want to see me, come up hither. And I ain't just talking about my height. I told that to my assistant coach. I said just like this, I'm not going to allow him to make me look average, because a person walking in the gym that don't know me and don't know him, to that person, we will both look like average fools. I said, I'm not going to allow him to make me look average. Not going to do it, because I understand that in the midst of that situation is an opportunity on the other side that I just qualified for. Oh my God, that's a bread-breaking moment. I see the storms, and I see opposition. I see the struggle as a way to, God, what muscle are we building right now? I want to be in tune. Wherever you're moving, God, I want to move with you. What muscle are we building this week? Oh my God, we're doing arms, we're doing chest, we're doing back. What we doing this week, because I need to get stronger in that area. And all opposition does is let you know in what area is the great I am awakening your I am. Oh my God, that's a bread-breaking moment. That's a bread-breaking moment. I'm looking, man, come on, man. I'm going to tell y'all some stuff in a minute. Pat said, growth is in the struggle. A seed is planted in the ground, but it must survive the storms, the rain, in order to manifest. Welcome the struggle. Welcome the opposition. I tell my sons all the time, I want all the smoke. Bring it to me. I want to play. What's up, Q? I told my athletic director, schedule the hardest games, find the toughest teams, find the teams that had the most success. We want to play them. Why? I said, we want all that smoke. Why? Because you only get better in the midst of the struggle. The only reason why a baby comes out at 9 months because they've struggled enough in the womb in order to prepare themselves down the birthing canal. They can't come out at 4 months and be totally healthy because it's not fully developed and strengthened itself to the birth canal. So we need it to be there that period of time. And so sometimes we want to abort the process of the struggle because we feel that it's too tough. Why me, Lord? I'm telling you, embrace it. In the midst of that struggle, it's something for you. I flunked the test 4 times. I'm going back a 5th time to pass it. I had one big car foreclosed. I tell you what, give me a few more years, I go get another car. I had an apartment that I couldn't afford. It had to go back. But give me a few years, I have me a mansion out there on the golf course. I'm telling you right now, all of this is a prelude. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's a bread-breaking moment. All of those small moments are opening shows to the main event in your life. Don't judge yourself based on those opening acts, because there's a version of you, boy, where you are the king of comedy. There's a version of you where you are Denzel Washington in the movie. There's a version of you where you are Oprah Winfrey on the OWN network. There's a version of you when you are the main event. Don't allow these opening acts to determine where you are and who you are at this moment in time. Don't come down off your mountain don't come off the top of the mountain to go to the base to have a pity party. No. I refuse. Oh my God, I refuse to come off the top of my mountain to address a problem that can't even breathe the same air as me. That's a bread-breaking moment. You better come up hither so we can show you some things. Wakanda forever. Come on, Coach T. We still got to go see the movie around here. Don't fear struggle. Don't fear opposition. Don't avoid it at all. Struggle is our friend and not our enemy. Oh my God, if I can get you to believe that right there, the struggle is our friend and not our enemy. It shows that we're making progress. Here's the reality of it. 5 years ago, if that guy had called me an a-hole multiple times, we would have had to move some furniture. 2 weekends ago, I completely ignored it, didn't even respond, didn't even act like I heard it. Motivational teacher. What's the difference? The difference is what was a struggle for me 5 years ago isn't a struggle for me now. That's success. But because I've outgrown that struggle, I've grown into new struggles. So struggles will always be a part of your rise to your destiny, to your dreams, and to the vision that you have for your life. You got to embrace it. And hopefully you're not having the same struggle 15 and 20 different times, because it means that there's no personal growth. But struggle will always be a part of your journey to your destiny. And there are multiple examples in the earth, and there's multiple examples in my favorite book, the Bible, of where people had to struggle in order. Oh my God. David was anointed king 30 years before he became king. I'm telling you, Moses knew what he had on him before he had it on him. Tyler Perry used to slip away and have visions of grandeur underneath the porch. There's something in you, but it requires that you see opposition as an opportunity. It's my friend, it's not my enemy. It shows that I'm making progress. It means that we are growing and we're pushing beyond our limits. Come on, Q. I'm pushing and I'm growing beyond my limits. I can't talk to y'all about everything right now. I got some stuff pending, but I got some new issues in my life. And it's glory and it's marvelous unto my eyes. These are issues 5 years ago I wouldn't have ever known I would have had. And I'm loving having new issues in my life, which requires me to have to think. I say issues, new opposition, not issues, new oppositions in my life, to where now I'm double booked. I love it that I'm traveling here and I'm traveling there and the time don't coexist. I love the fact that I'm able to sow and give time and mentor young men. Like these are new opportunities, but it comes with its own set of oppositions at the same time. But it's new oppositions. I remember when I started in 2017, I didn't have anything to do. But now I look at my life and I say, man, like 5 years ago, the biggest opposition I would have had this year was that guy calling me a butthole in front of 200 people. That would have been the biggest opposition in my life. But God, glory be to God, that my opposition right now, I see on the other side of it is more opportunity. Like my ground is being tested to see the great I am is awakening my I am. To Anthony, what is your capacity? What is your capacity for greatness? How many things can you manage in excellence? What team can you build around you to help manage every situations I'm giving you in excellence? Like my oh my God, I love it because I see it. One day I will be national. Right now, I understand why I got to struggle a little while. I understand why I got to go through what I'm going through right now, to being able to juggle, to manage, to take something off, add something on. I understand how to delegate because I'm going national to international. And so the great I am is building the muscles to be able to manage the complexity of a schedule that requires me to be in New Jersey today, in North Carolina tomorrow, in Georgia 3 days from now. I'm building. Like these are, I gotta tell you, man, these are great problems to have. You know, like these are great problems. At one time, I couldn't pay my light bill. And when I look at what I'm juggling today versus what I had to do back then, I'm like, God, bring it, because I see where you're going with this picture. And I'm gonna talk about opportunity cost in a minute. And I'm gonna talk about that in a minute, because I got you first, get you in the right mind with opposition. Because if you don't realize opposition, you will miss opportunity. You will absolutely miss opportunity because it come wrapped in a color you don't like. It come wrapped in a package you don't agree with. It come wrapped with a person you don't like. It come wrapped in a position that you didn't want. And it don't look like what you thought it should look like. His ways are higher than your ways. His thoughts are higher than your thoughts. Why in the world would you think the great I am, would subject himself to work in a way that your half-waking I am would expect for him to do? Come on, man. Let's just be real for a moment. Let's be real for a moment. Sometimes we have believing and we don't even know we have believing. Sometimes we're walking more in fear than we are in faith, and we don't know it. And sometimes the great I am have to give us situations to push us out the boat, because otherwise we would live in that comfortable boat, although it's not producing the results that we want in our life today. It baffles me because I did it for years. I sat in that boat of what I thought was being comfortable. I thought it was being comfortable, but because that boat was not enough, it had me living from paycheck to paycheck. It had me living in self-preservation and fear. It had me living in a way that I couldn't express who I was to the world because I was afraid of what people were going to say about me. But look at your boy now. Look at your life right now. I know what they said about, I know what you thought they were going to say about you. I came to the conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to get to this chat box. I came to the conclusion that I had to become of no reputation. That I had to understand that I got to adjust who I am in order to get God's best for my life. I can't say I'll always be this way because I'm still evolving. And until that moment to where from the dirt we came, we go back, you should always be evolving, which means there are going to be new levels and new opposition to create new opportunities for somebody like yourself. I just broke bread. I got Vanico chiming into this conversation. She said, leaving that abusive relationship, passing that test was more that leaving and passing. The greater is yet to come. Come on, say that greater is yet to come. Matter of fact, Everybody needs to get in that box and say it with your boy. Greater is coming. I need for you to prophesy to yourself right now that greater is coming. See, sometimes we got to learn how to speak over ourselves. We always want somebody else to validate what they see in us, but it's not what they see, is what you see in you. And we need to be able to have these conversations in our closet, in our room, in our car. Greater is coming to me. I don't care what it looks like right now. Greater is coming. Come on, Pat. Come on, Mom. Greater is coming. I got to embrace struggle. I have to embrace opposition. Greater is here. I love it, Vaniqua. Greater is here. I have to embrace it. Ladies and gentlemen, I know we've been told that life is so complex. And I do believe, I'm not making light of the fact that life is sometimes difficult. I'm not making light of that sometimes life gets complex. I'm not even coming against the fact that the world has set you up for failure and has told you that what you're not. The world has given you every picture of what you're not. I'm not even coming against that. Hey, Jackie, thanks for joining us. I'm not even coming against that. I'm not even going to touch that. But what I want to let you know is that greater is truly coming. Greater is here. Greater has come. And I do believe that the great I am who awakens our I am, the more our I am is awakened, the greater we become. I'm telling you right now. And the only way to awaken your I am is through opposition, in which most people despise because they believe that the great I am is trying to get something away from you. He's keeping you from something. But the contrast is so true that the only way the great I am can awaken your I am and get a better life to you is through the struggle. And most of us see the struggle as a point to which it must not be meant for me, or it must be time for me to quit, or it's become so treacherous that now I can't take it anymore. I can't do it, ladies and gentlemen. The moment where it becomes so big and too big for you is the moment where you begin to walk in faith. If you don't need any evidence and you don't need any substance, if you can carry the cross by yourself, you don't need any evidence and you don't need any substance when it's just I'm baking a cake for me and my son and we gonna die. You don't need faith for that. Oh my God, that's a bread. I feel like just stopping that, rewinding back, closing my eyes and playing it for me. The more and more you grow and the more you develop, the more situations you're going to go through where you're not going to know how you're going to get through it. You're not going to have all the answers. You're not going to have all the resources, but you know what you know, that I've been called for a season and a purpose such as this. Like Pat just said, I got to fight. I got to put my hands to the plow. I can't look back, and I got to keep moving forward, because on the other end of me confronting my opposition is an opportunity. And believe you me, every opposition that is not every opposition that is not met with strength causes us an opportunity. What do you mean, motivational teacher? It took more strength. Oh, that's a bread breaking moment. It took more strength for me to sit there and be quiet and listen to this guy call me multiple a-holes, and listen to this guy want to converse me about my ego, and listen to this guy say a bunch of nasty stuff about the great I am that awakens my I am. I sit there and listen. It took more strength for me to say nothing than it would have for me to go just straight snap. I had to subdue. Oh my God, that's somewhere in the book. I had to subdue my first inclination and say, no, I'm bringing you on the subjectivity of what I want for the future. Do you possess the ability to subdue what I want today for what I eventually want for tomorrow? There are so many lessons in this life because at the end of each opposition, there's an opportunity. And see, what most of us don't see is the cost of that opportunity. When I respond in my flesh or when I respond with my emotions, we can't count the cost of what was lost. Every time I confront the opposition in a way that's not pleasing to the opportunity. Oh my God, that's a bread breaking moment. Oh, that was a bread breaking moment, right? I don't even know if I can say that again in that order. That was a bread breaking moment. I don't know the cost that is lost when I don't confront my opposition in a way that will create my opportunity. In the financial services industry, they have this word called opportunity cost. This is a concept that this concept acknowledges not just the explicit cost of a choice, but also the implicit cost of a choice, which you forego when you make that decision. For every choice, there's your explicit cost, but then you have your implicit cost, and we don't know what's the true value of that opportunity cost when it's delayed or when it's lost. That's a bread breaking moment right there. God will always restore the years, the cankerworms. He will restore the years, the cankerworm stuff. I believe that. But in the meanwhile, while he's restoring, what's going on in the meanwhile? Because that was an opportunity. That cost was lost because I did not respond to the opposition, or I didn't respond to the stimuli in a way that uncovered the opportunity, but yet led me down a path to where I behaved or I responded in a way that was more pleasing to my emotions that caused me to forfeit the opportunity that was wrapped in that opposition. That's a bread breaking moment right there. Some of us fight the opposition of self-doubt. Oh my God, I'm going somewhere tonight. Some of us fight self-doubt. And I believe, I'm going to say this, and y'all can go pull scripture. I might be wrong. I think anybody that's outside their comfort zone consistently will have self-doubt. Oh yeah. Some of us battle with self-doubt. And we've allowed self-doubt to cost us a lot of opportunities because we didn't believe that we were the right person for the vision, or we didn't believe we was the right person for the dream, or we didn't believe we were the right person for that job or for that promotion or for that business. We didn't believe we were the right person, and that self-doubt cost me an opportunity. Yeah. What's the cost? Doubt is a seed of Satan. Come on, Q. What's the cost? What is the cost of me responding in a way that is unpleasing to the opportunity? What is the cost? What am I willing to give to have? I could have put that dude in his own puddle of blood, but what would it have cost me long term? What's the opportunity cost? Well, I'm telling you right now, we got to start approaching from a different mindset. I got people texting me about this stuff. We got to start approaching this from a can I say it this way? We got to start approaching this from a different rung in life. We got to stop sitting on the bottom rung looking at these problems. I got to go up 4 or 5 rungs on that ladder so I can see it for what it is, because the opportunity cost of that decision is something. What is the implicit cost of what you forego when you made that decision to snap on that person? What's the cost when you tend to believe those voices that tell you what you can't do in your head? What is the cost when God gives you an opportunity? You look at the opportunity and say, we not be able. What is the implicit cost for your life when you make those decisions. Some of us live with a spirit of poverty. We live with a spirit of poverty, and we look at every opposition in our life through the lens of poverty, and we don't make big investments because my poverty mindset refuses to allow me to see the opportunity. See, y'all thought opposition was coming in the form of people all the time. No, no, no. Like you just said, opposition sometimes comes up in that mindset that we grasp as a child. So it shows up in insecurity, that some of us so insecure that I got to project that I'm the man or I'm the woman, and on the inside, I'm a screaming little child. I'm so insecure that it's reflected externally what I'm battling internally. And everybody around me knows that the seed of my dominance is insecurity. What is not addressing that opposition cost? What's the opportunity cost lost by not dealing with those corners and crevices of you that you know limit you from being the best version of who you are? I had to come to the conclusion. I gotta say this. I had to come to the conclusion that the great I am, awakening my I am, is enough. I had to come to the conclusion that maybe I'm not the one that's supposed to have a mentor that's national. Maybe I'm not the one that's supposed to have this, that, and the other. I had to come to the conclusion that the great I am, awakening my I am, if he be for me, that's more than the world against me. I had to come to the conclusion that if I have the vision, I have the dream, he will give me the provision to make it clean. It might not happen like it happened for somebody else, but it's how he's going to do it for me. I had to come to the conclusion that, Anthony, you are enough. Oh my God, that's a bread-breaking moment. Most of us don't reach our goals and we don't reach our dreams because we look over in the land filled with milk and honey. We look at the land where the dream and the goal and the vision reside, and we say we're not able. And I'm telling you, I had to have this conversation with me and the great I am in the mirror and said, no matter what happens today or tomorrow, Anthony, you are enough, because it's he that lives in me and not me myself. It's him living through me to do the will, so what he chooses. Anthony, you are. I have that conversation with me, because if not, self-doubt, insecurity, unbelief, all those are opposition. And see, for anybody that says, I'm about to kick some people out your life. For anybody that says you've gotten big-headed or you think you better than everybody, they don't understand your fight. They down on the base of the mountain looking up at your fight. They trying to assess your fight through their lens at the base of the mountain. Oh my God, that's a bread-breaking moment. They sitting down there, they don't know, you can't come down here with us no more. You don't hang out with us no more. I ain't coming to the base of the mountain. They sitting at the base of the mountain looking up at you. You on rung number 4 on the way going to 10, and they telling you, they addressing your problem from the base of the mountain, and you're trying to make your life, you trying to build your life so that they can praise you. You trying to build your life so they don't want to talk about you? No, baby. Talk all you want. You can't assess my problems from the base. Not qualified to give me advice from the base. Oh, you all not to try so hard. Oh, you all not to put so much money in that. Oh, you all not to go to that conference. Oh, you all not to get that kid that this early because he ain't earned it yet. Your kid might not earn it. You ain't qualified to tell me what my kid ain't earned. You don't know what my kid do when these lights off, when ain't no cameras on it. You don't know how hard he's working in the dark. You qualified to tell me what I ought to be doing with mine. Man, you better speak to somebody that's going to listen to you. Save your oxygen for somebody that want to hear it. I just broke bread. Yeah, you travel too much. You all not to be traveling like that. No, baby, no. You might not need to travel like that. You assessing my life through your lens, which you've not seen my experiences. You've not gone through what I've been through. You've not heard what I've heard or seen what I've seen. You're not qualified to tell me. You all not to be doing. Come on, man. The same people that told John the Baptist you need to be in the synagogue are the same people that trying to tell you, because they're assessing your life through their lens, and they don't know the level of complexity that's in your life, that before you go to bed every night, you have to say your prayers, because it's the only way you get through the night, because you know all the stuff you got to accomplish the next day. You have to say your prayers when you get up in the morning and start off in the right mindset, because you don't know what's going to come to you in that day. And they say, man, you know what? It seemed like you ain't as spiritual as you once was. No, because in him I live, I move, and have my being. Once this is a lifestyle, I don't have to be spiritual. We do it all the time. Only spiritual folk do it on Sunday and sometime on Wednesday. When I live, I move, and I have my being. This is a lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen. This is a lifestyle, and you don't, come on, man. Like the lady with the alabaster box, you don't know the cost of this box that I carry. You don't know the cost. It's too expensive to be rubbing his feet. You don't know the cost of this box that I carry. You don't know what I've given to carry this box. You're not qualified to tell me what to do with the box. Come on, man. You got to get folk out your life that think they're more qualified to talk to you about your life than they are their own. You don't know the cost of this oil in this alabaster box. I refuse for you to tell me that I shouldn't rub his feet with it, because you don't understand what I've been through to get here today. You don't understand what it took for me to get here today. You don't know how, when I was at my weakest moment, when I felt like I didn't have the strength, that somewhere deep down on the inside of me, the great I am carried my awaken I am to the finish line. We limped, but we got there. We cried all day and all night, but we got there. You ain't qualified to tell me what to do with this alabaster box. That's a bread-breaking moment right there. That's a bread-breaking moment right there. Don't let people speak in your life that ain't invested in your life. If they haven't contributed to your life, if they don't have anything to do with your movement up, they don't have anything to do with where you're going, man, you ain't qualified to talk. I know some people gonna say that sounds very arrogant. That sounds very big-headed. That sounds like you feel like you better than other folks. I ain't saying I'm none of those things, but what I am saying, I ain't coming down off the mountain to address somebody not qualified to talk to me about this alabaster box. What I ain't gonna do, I can't come off the cross to address somebody that's telling me to save myself. By staying on the cross is how I save myself. You think people love accessing your issues through that. You need to come off that. If you be who you say you are, come off there and save yourself. But you don't know the opportunity cost and me having the strength to come down, but I choose to stay, hang on the cross. You don't know the opportunity cost and me having the strength, but I'm going to subdue my strength to do the will of my Father. Come on, my God, that's a bread-breaking moment. You don't know the opportunity cost. Not qualified. You got to know the opportunity cost to have the power to come down and save yourself, but you choose not to because you know it's the will of the Father. You know it's your awaken I am that's hanging there. You know that I don't want to take this test. I done failed it 4 times. I don't want to take it the 5th time, but you go anyway because it's the cost. It's the opportunity cost. I'm going back one. I might be trembling, but I'm going back one more time. I got 3 years. I did 3 years of school in my 20s, and I want to get my degree. And now I'm 55. I'm going back one more year, and everybody around you tell you too old to go back to school. They don't know the cost. I'm gonna start saying that. You ain't qualified to speak on my alabaster box because you don't know the cost. What it took for me to get here. You don't know how big, you don't know how small, you don't know the fight that I've had to do in order to get here. You ain't qualified to tell me about my alabaster box. I would put it on his feet at any moment I so choose. You weren't there. You don't know the cost. And some of us, truth be told, we don't know the opportunity cost. I'm telling you, there's something about a person that says, I have the strength to get off the cross, but I choose to stay for my own development. I choose to stay because I realize that the cost of me staying here is much greater than the cost of me not. In order for you to go back and take that test, the fifth time, you realize that the cost is much greater for me not to go back than it is for me to sit here and wallow in self-doubt and insecurity. Edwin, for you to go back and produce that next video when you're questioning your own content. But I'm going back in the lab anyway. For Pat to run for office when I didn't win last time, but I'm going to run again. You know, it's the cost for my mom to start her organization where she's giving shoes to kids. When you've retired and you going on, you moved on for the school, but yet I still take hundreds of pairs of shoes back to the community. They don't know the cost. Why are you doing all that additional work for them kids? You're not even at the school. They don't know the cost of the oil in your alabaster box. They're not qualified to tell you what to do with the oil in your alabaster box. I mean, we got to realize the opportunity cost. It's imperative that I keep going back and taking shoes. It's imperative that I become the director of nurses. It's imperative that I become senator, whoever. It's imperative that I continue to grow and expand my platform because I have a word worthy of being heard. Come on, man. I'm worthy of that cost of that oil. What is the opportunity cost? Opportunity cost provides a framework for decision making. Now, in order for us to be able to think about the opportunity cost in the scales of decision making, it means we have to be completely engaged in our life. It means that I cannot no longer make 250,000 decisions a day on autopilot without being engaged in most of those decisions. I gotta be thinking, what is the most benefit? I know it's prudent for me to slap somebody, and probably I would not be seen as the aggressor. I know I could do it and get away with it, but is it prudent for me to do that, knowing that the great I am has trusted me with this awaken I am? Knowing that I got this vision on the inside of me and I'm talking prosperity and I'm talking wholeness and soundness and nothing missing and nothing lacking. But here I am making decisions out of fear and unbelief. No, I can't do it. It feels like hypocrisy to me. When was the last time you counted the cost? For which of you, including a builder of a tower, sit not down first and count the cost, whether he has sufficient funds to finish it? Luke 14:28. What when I'm telling you, man, most time we respond to opposition with emotions, and emotions are rooted in your past feelings and experiences. And most times we make decisions when we encounter opposition out of fear of what happened in our past. One thing I love about opportunity cost, it only looks forward and then looking for the benefits, realize the future cost and future benefits. I love the fact that opportunity cost is only looking toward what am I gaining. It's not looking at what I lost back there. It's only looking at the cost of what I can gain. And therefore, I don't respond in my emotions. I don't respond with the first thought I have. I don't respond with the first inclination that I have, because I know there's a much greater gain beneath that emotion. And how I respond determines the next opportunity. And what is that cost of that opportunity? What is implicit and explicit cost of the opportunity gain or the opportunity miss? All about how I approach my opposition. It's a bread-breaking moment. And I know that in these days and times, oppositions are left and right. Oppositions that they come at you 4 or 5 times a day, easy. I know opposition, there are opportunities always to make decisions out of fear and unbelief. There's opportunity to make decisions through our pain and through what somebody did to me. I know there's all of those to scheme and to try to get ahead by gimmicks and tricks. I know all of those are presented to you. I was at Sam's the other day and I got a box with some clementines. I do the scan and I got to the thing. I was so scared. I was like, man, I can't steal nothing. I rung the oranges up twice because I forgot I did it in the box. I did it because I thought I saw it as opposition. I literally saw that as opposition because I wanted God to make sure I wasn't trying to get over on nobody. I wanted him to make sure I ain't trying to miss an opportunity. I'll pay for the oranges twice before you ever believe that I'm trying to take something out of here that don't belong to me. Not because I could have got away, but because I see life through a lens that requires me to be engaged with the decision making around me. It requires that I make better decisions every day in my life. And it requires that you also make better decisions every day in your life. We're coming up on 54 minutes, 55 minutes on this special edition of Motivational Monday. Man, I want to get y'all set up for this new year. So we're going to be popping on here. And I want you all to know, man, that I believe that there's something special on the inside of you. I believe that this moment in time we're in right now is a part of your process to greatness. Never count yourself out. Don't believe that there's more on the inside of you. I'm telling you what I know because you're right here in front of me. And I can tell you, average-minded people can't sit here long because they're looking for excuses to abandon the promise and abandon the dream. And I'm only giving you reasons to fight for it. I'm telling you, man. Thank y'all so much for spending time with the motivational teacher. Like I said, man, if you enjoyed this, please share it with 4 or 5 people. Let them get this word. I'm telling you, this journey is lonesome in itself. Find 2 or 3 people, not peoples. Find 2 or 3 people, and you all get together, man. Y'all listen to this thing together and compare notes and grow together. I mean, that's the ultimate goal. If you can grow together, man, these people that you want in your life will be guaranteed to be in your life if you can grow together. That's the key. But I want to thank y'all for chiming in to this Motivational Monday. And until next time, I am challenging you to wage war on mediocrity. Your boy is out.
It ain't no friend to me. Wage a war, wage a war, wage a war, wage a war against mediocrity. It ain't no friend to me. Wage a war, wage a war, wage a war, wage a war against mediocrity. It ain't no friend to me.